In today's video, I'm running through this, yes, the EcoFlow Delta Pro 3. It's not just a power bank, it's an absolute beast. 4,096 watt hours, 4,000 watts continuous, 8,000 peak and 11 years life cycle. It is an absolute monster. So let's dive straight in, shall we? Now, before we dive straight in, I want to say, like, how long have I had it? How much testing have I done? I had the EcoFlow Delta Pro, the original, and I had that for about 18 months to 2 years. And it traveled with me on the road full time everywhere I went. I used it all the time, mainly as a backup. Or if we're at festivals or things like that, at shows, if I'm stationary for more than a couple of days and I need more power because I'm, doing bits and bobs, or if any of my friends need power, I can recharge them. So I've had a lot of experience with the Delta Pros. I've had the 3 for about 3 months now, 2-3 months. And again, I've been, putting it through its paces. I've switched it out from the original to this one, and it's just taken its place. It sits between my driver and passenger chair. It's there, ready to rock and roll. So I have had quite a lot of experience with the EcoFlow Deltas and the Delta Pros. I have put them through the paces. I have used them for a long time. So this is a fair review of what they can do and what they're like. Now, who is this for and what is it for? Now, this has 4,096 watt hours of power and it can run continuously at 4,000 watts. So it's for someone that needs serious power. They want to run appliances full-time off-grid, running a motorhome, running a campervan, running a tool site, at the job site. It isn't for just charging your phone. It will charge your phone, but this is such overkill for a phone charger. I've never seen a bigger phone charger in my life. Now, this is rough maths. So don't come at me. At 12 volts, this is roughly 341 amp hour battery. Now, just for context, my motorhome has two 230 amp hour batteries. So I've got 460 amp hours of lithium batteries in my motorhome as my full-time system, but this is 340 approximately. So you can see how big of a, that's a full-time system in there. This is, a portable, be it big, it is portable. It's for real power-hungry users that want to run real appliances, for instance, air fryers, a washing machine, hair dryers, kettles, all those big things. You want to be able to run those anywhere, basically. Now, let's have a little look, shall we? So on the front, you have got a beautiful bright display, and then we move down to all the ports. We have got a lot of ports going on. If we start at the very bottom, you've got your 4 UK socket plugs, your 240 out. Then you've got 2 PD ports, USB Type-C, 100 watt PD ports. Those are fantastic. Now, I use those for a lot of fast charging now. My MacBook can run on those. Pretty much anything these days can run on these 2 ports. You then have got some fast charge USBs, just in case some of your stuff doesn't run on USB Type-C yet. And that is the front. I mean, I don't know about you, but I think it looks sleek and sexy. It really does. I love the look of the front. It's really well thought out, and yeah, I love it. Now, moving around to the side, we've got our 12 volt 5 amp max socket out. We've got our remote, so you can plug in a Ethernet cable, and you can do various other things with that. More technical than we're going to get into this video. And then you have got your 12 volt 30 amp socket here at the bottom, which is an absolute beast. A 30 amp socket is fantastic if you wanted to be able to then plug this in and run things like a diesel heater, because diesel heaters will need some quite a bit of power behind them to be able to start up. So you would be able to wire it in and then have that there. Now, on this side here, you have got the camping plug, so you can charge from a campsite with the same lead that you use to plug into your motorhome. And then on the back, there is a whole host of inputs for the various charging options, which I'll spin it around and we'll have a look in a moment. The thing I like with the ports at the front is their opposites. Now, sometimes you do get bulky plug, which then you can't use all ports at the same time because of they're bulking in a way. But the way they've done it here is they've left a nice gap just in case there is any bulk, but they're the opposite ways. Now, we've spun around to the back. All ports are covered. Now, I did say to you, I have been using this unit, and I didn't lie. You can see from the wheels, it has had use. It is a workhorse. I do use it. So as you can see, you know, right now let's get into these ports. So if we pull these down, you have got your normal AC in, and then you have got the fast charge or the adjust button. So if you want to get as much power out of the wall as possible, then you just click it on fast and it will absorb at lightning speed. It really will. You've then got your solar port 1 and solar port 2 / carport. So this can take 2 lots of solar. We'll go through charging in a bit. Now we move on to the next one, which is your extra battery port. Now, if you look at these and you think, they're a bit in the way because I've got to get my fingers under there. They have thought about this, and this is where, you know, little improvements make massive changes, and they feel really good. So, like I say, this is for the extra battery port, but you can just press these and they go in. And how good is that? So you just pop your ports down. Now this port here is another extra battery port. I did say you can have extra batteries attached to this if you need even more power than this already has, which is incredible. And now you've got your AC power out and your out port here as well, so you've got everything that you need there. Now going round all the ports and opening all the doors and showing you all this and carrying it and wheeling it around, it doesn't feel flimsy at all. It's very well built. There's no flimsy parts on it. It feels really sturdy. There is no movement in things. It's just so well made, and I love the handle that comes out to be able to transport it. That makes things so much easier. It really does. You don't want to be carrying this thing far at all, and if you do, then get some help, because you don't want to bust your back. You really don't. Now let's get to power usage, because that is the headline of this, and not only of how much power it has inside, but how much it can run. So the surge power is 8,000, and it can run continuously at 4,000. Now, I don't own anything that has tripped this. I haven't got anything big enough, powerful enough to trip it. The biggest thing I own is the electric central heating in my motorhome. I plugged the whole motorhome into this, and I've turned the electric central heating on to its highest setting. I only pulled it up to about 3,000 watts. So it still had room. It still had legs. Now I've used this for running my air fryer and my kettle at the same time. Again, I'm at like 2,000 watts, 2,500 watts. It's just like a walk in the park. It's just going, well, come on then, stretch my legs, because this isn't doing it, which is a good thing, because it means everything in my traveling home is fully capable of being used with this. There isn't anything I carry that cannot be used. When it comes to batteries and charging, now I want to make sure this is right, so that's why I'm double checking. Now this is lithium iron phosphate battery, and like I said, it's 4,096 watt hours, which is about 340 amp hours at 12 volt, give or take. It's rough maths. This is good for 4,000 cycles, and then even then, 4,000 cycles and it'll go to 80%, which if you're using it every single day, that's over 10 years use. 10 years use in the battery. We've also touched on that this is quite a beast of power, but you can expand it. Now I've shown you the ports at the back to have the extra battery. Now this can be expanded up to 48 kilowatt hours. I mean, we're talking buildings now. We are talking houses. We're talking complete off-grid homes, backup solutions when the power goes down, when the grid goes down, or when there's a storm or something like that. That is a lot of power, and that is way out of my league, but just good to know that it can expand up to a ridiculous amount of power. Now, when it comes to charging, this beast can charge on AC from 0 to 80% in 50 minutes. 50 minutes. So it's pretty much charged full in an hour. Now I did show you that it had 2 solar ports at the back, as well as it taking 12 volt from the car. Now personally, it's such a beast, I wouldn't be charging it from the 12 volt cigarette lighter. I just wouldn't. That's just me personally. Not saying it doesn't really do much, but it's huge, and you're not getting much power from a cigarette lighter, to be fair. So I would stick to the AC, the solar, and the alternator charger. If you are using solar, this can take 2,600 watts of solar and I keep getting a bit like taken away by the numbers. But 2,600 watts of solar. I've only got 610 on my roof of my motorhome. Being able to take that amount of power, that amount of solar means it will recharge in no time at all. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room, how big it is and how much does it weigh and things like that. So it is no surprise, it is a big unit. But if you are looking for something that can handle big appliances and can punch this much power, then you're not going to be getting it in this size. You're really not. It needs to be big. Now this does weigh about 50 kilos, but it only really becomes a bit of a point when you actually just have to lift it into somewhere or move it into place for that last little bit, and it's really not much of a bugbear, to be fair. I say the rolling it around on the wheels with the suitcase style handle, it's almost just like rolling a trolley suitcase through the airport, to be fair. It glides, the wheels are perfect, they're not rickety or anything, they really are good. And yeah, the build quality is great. Now, who's using this? Now, we've already gone through this a little bit, but if you want to be fully off-grid in your motorhome or campervan, then this could be it. If you're, trying to run a backup at home, this will be great for it. If you want something in the garden, the shed, and you want to run tools down there, again, this will be perfect. If you're just looking as a backup solution when you're on the road, you have a full system or something like that, then again, this is great. It's useful for a multitude of options. There's so many that couldn't even be listed in this video. It's wherever you want power or wherever you would like to take power that you currently don't, and this would give you the option. I have it with me for my backup. I don't carry a petrol generator. This is my basic generator. It's a nice clean one. It's silent. I'm not going to annoy anyone if I was parked up at a nice beauty spot. If my mates need power for whatever reason, a problem arises, I've got power. So I carry mine as a backup solution and to extend time off grid whilst I'm out and about. Now, one thing I would like to say about this, and this is if you are in a motorhome or a campervan. Now, I fully advocate a full built-in system if you are going to do any more than 2-3 weeks at a time traveling, or you're going to live in your vehicle and you plan on doing them 2-3 weeks multiple times a year. Then I fully recommend a built-in off-grid system. Now I've got 460 amps of lithium, I've got 600 of solar on the roof, and I've got an inverter and everything. But all that took time and a lot of money to install and a lot of tweaking and things to get it into the motorhome system. Now, if you wanted a bit more flexibility, but you still wanted the power and you didn't want to mess with your motorhome for whatever reason, or your campervan, for maybe you were going to be changing it in a couple of years, or you only use it, twice a year for 3 weeks at a time, and then you think that's just a bit of a waste to put all that money into a full-time system, this could be your option. Now, you'd have to find a home for it inside the motorhome like I have between my seats. But if you found a home for it, you could use this as your full system. You wouldn't need the leisure batteries. One usually comes with the vehicles, but you wouldn't need additional leisure batteries. You wouldn't need an inverter. You wouldn't need any of the wiring. You could just plug your motorhome into this. Sure, you could put some solar panels on the roof and then they can plug into this so it's recharged all the time whilst you're out and about. And you could have an alternator charger. EcoFlow do an alternator charger, which you could wire in, and that is really easy to wire in. If you want to be able to then go, right, I'm going to go away for a couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks at a time, but then I come back, I park the motorhome up, park the campervan up, but then I would like to be able to make use of my investment, you can then pop this out of the motorhome or campervan, take it in the house, use it there, use it in the garden, use it in the garage, and making full use of your investment. So it's two birds, one stone. You've got to think about what your needs are, but this would be a fantastic way to off-grid a motorhome or campervan without building a full inbuilt system. Now, let's be brutally honest. This is a fantastic unit. You can see I'm in love with it. I love EcoFlow. I've been working with them for a very long time. I'm not going to lie. This is a heavy unit. This is a big unit. This is probably overkill for some people, but for others, it is just exactly what they need. For me, it's perfect. I need the peace of mind to be able to have a backup solution. If something goes wrong with my motorhome's full-time inbuilt system, then this has got me covered. I can still run for days on end. This does have full app control, so you can be away and it connects to Wi-Fi. The app is brilliant, and the settings inside the app are phenomenal. You can change pretty much everything: how much it charges at, how much it discharges to, how long the screen stays on for. There's so many options that you can change in the app. It's unreal. But being able to turn ports on and off while you're away from the van is fantastic as well. It really is a phenomenal app. And I mean, the whole EcoFlow range is on the app now, and I really do love that. Being able to connect to it via Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, and being able to have access and be able to control these units away from the vehicle, away from my home, is fantastic. Now, if this is too big for you, EcoFlow have got a whole Delta range and a River range that you can find your perfect power solution. Now, that is the Delta Pro 3. As you can see, I love this unit. If you want to check this unit out, or any of the other Deltas or the River range, then scan the QR code up here, click the link in the description, head on over to the website and check it out. Now, I'm pretty sure EcoFlow will give me some discount codes, which will be in the description below. If you've got any comments, questions or queries about this unit or any of the other EcoFlow range, then do drop them in the comments below. If I can't answer it, I'll reach out to EcoFlow myself and get an answer for you. So do drop it in the comments below. If you want to see more videos like this, again, drop that in the comments below, or any of the other range. I do have access to the EcoFlow range quite a lot, so if you want to see a review, a dedicated review of anything of their range, then drop that in the comments below and I will more than happily help you guys out and do that for you. Like I say, scan that QR code up here, click the link in the description, check out the discount code, head on over and check out the EcoFlow Delta Pro 3. It's a beast.